Right.
Come on, chase. Well, we're chasing. It's one money. See how over there, right? We'll do the mile brand. Look at him smiling. Right, what I'll do, I'll give you that. I'll take that one back off of him.
All right then.
And give it to Roy.
That's it.
I'm chatting about that. What's this one's F?
That's them.
All right.
So I'll settle up
You
with the others.
you didn't do none of them. Huh?
Yeah, on the others, right, and I'll settle that up with you.
What, immediately? So that's your two
Lovely.
together.
Yeah, that's
Roy.
fine, Roy. Yeah.
Right.
That's it,
Yeah.
Do you want me to hang on to them for you?
Hang on, Brian, yeah.
All right, and I'll keep these
Right.
two.
So, Ron, what did I give you? The big
10.
I'll give you 10.
Yeah.
I've got to cross them off. And you got 10 back here.
That's it, yeah. Well, because I took them now, I took one of them there, haven't I?
Oh, yeah.
So, because Brian was going to have one of them, but we've now had 10. See what I'm saying?
What he's trying to say is he crafted, he owes you a fiver.
No,
No.
don't. You
A 10.
Oh, 10, that's right, you didn't pay for the other one.
Right. So, right, that's it, isn't it?
Good luck. Yeah, that's
That's
square.
us
You-
two
yeah,
squares.
that's right.
Oh, what's it?
Right,
And you'll see the other guy about the other ticket.
What?
The pub.
Yeah, well, about that
Camp
thingy
one.
one, yeah.
Yeah.
But you're safe, aren't you? You can walk
Yeah.
in with that one anyway.
Oh, that's fine, yeah.
So, run it, Jim.
481, end slope.
The two, mate?
Yeah. That's right. So you're right on the back of them then.
Yeah,
Oh, we give me them. I'll swap you for them. Too.
Alright, I'll give you them to them.
No, that's squared off on that. Isn't
Also, I'm going to leave them two at the gate with Gus and Chopsy. I'll get their dough off them.
it?
when
Well,
they
that's,
pay
yeah,
us.
well, that'll be there.
Yeah, so if I put their names and they can just pay it in, won't they? At the
What?
gate. If I leave them doing like that. And Mickey's as well. What do you think?
Yeah, well, I think I'll get Dorothy on the gate anyway. So,
Oh, it's Steve phoned up, he wants a lot more.
Who's
I said, well,
Steve?
Steve, well, I've given him.
Who's
he's
Steve?
Steve in the pub, the Green Man.
oh, yeah.
The Green Man at Oxton.
What's that?
Stevie.
Oh, yeah, I was
Oxton
going to. Oh, blimey.
So he paid me for 10, he gave me £100. He's got to give me another 90 what he's done, so he's going to give me that when he sees me down
Yeah.
there. And also he said he wanted another like 40 ringside. I said, well,
Yeah.
you'll have to pay when you get there. He said, that's all right. You know.
Oh, well, he wants 40 rings.
Yeah, no, he said, I've got about 40 people coming, can they pay when
Yeah.
you get there?
Oh, blimey, that's all right. No worries.
So, right, and he went me
It's a shame we couldn't do them, though, isn't it?
well, this is what I was thinking, see, but to get
Well,
over
then-
there,
Yeah.
because it's 3 now, you know.
Never be able to. Unless we make arrangements to meet him now.
Well, we'll keep some back if you want, and it's fine.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people will be there. There'll be so many going there.
Yeah, because
You want to get lost, you know.
yeah, all right.
And he don't know. He said
Well,
they've
I'll
just been
say-
phoning
yeah.
up for tickets, so he's
if
told them to make their
If
own
you
way
ring him
there.
up or leave and tell him to ask, wait for Dorothy on the.
Get them off the door.
Dorothy, yeah, and then
Okay,
then I'll
mate,
know
yeah.
their.
Right, now, can I sort this out here?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can see there's 10 really top ones. And who are the hard men in London?
In London itself?
Yeah.
Well, Roy is in my respect, from the East End, and that the people I know, is Roy's the number one now, without doubt, you know. But
There's another number of people, but you know they it's sort of we keep it to ourselves. You know, you don't sort of go around saying he's an old man or he's an old man. I mean, I can give it the top men all over London if I wanted to say their names. You know what I mean?
How many of them?
But pardon?
A few of them?
Well, I'll say about a dozen, I suppose, 10 a dozen.
well, see, Roy says it, but to me, he is, you know, he's.
When I mean hard men, I don't mean hard men. I mean like they're the chaps. They're our own. They're good people. That's what I mean. Good people. It doesn't matter if they're right. I mean, you ain't got to be hard to knock someone on the head, have you? You know. So they're hard in there. I mean, just because they can stand up and fight, you know, you can't distinguish the hardness. You know what I mean? There's in some cases. I mean, it was take a good example. Frankie Fraser, he's one of the hardest men in the prisons.
Yeah.
But to stand up and have a street fight, you know, my Burke would probably beat him. But give him, he's got so much heart. It's fantastic, and he's in front of literally no man, you know, or anybody, and he'd do anybody. he couldn't beat him with his hand, he'd shoot him.
Yeah, things have changed, haven't they?
Yeah,
Roy?
that's
Like years ago, a man had a row. We'd go outside a boozer or a pub or something like that, and they'd have the row. But now you get these ferns and sophisticated ferns. They think, oh, of course they want the shotguns and they want this and that. So the old brawl, you know, is virtually dying out in this country,
right.
isn't it?
That's
Which is
true.
true, isn't it?
It's-
Years
it's
ago, two
summed
men
it
had a
right up
row,
as that,
Yeah.
and they'd set it, you know, sort it out.
Summed it up, yeah. You don't get none of the people like will come out and have a straightener nowadays like you did years ago. They're like, this is an exception. Me and Donny sort of doing it.
So this is why this is a good thing, because by them having the fight, it's legitimate, and you know,
Mind
it's the
you,
way they can settle their differences.
in due
and,
respect, you know, like talking to, say, the twins in their own right, they were both good boxers. I mean, they could have a row with their
sort of
hands.
thing, yeah.
You know, they were a very good boxer. Reggie would have made a very good professional boxer. But as I said, nowadays, unfortunately, it's not how big you are or how strong you are. If you revert to, you know, violence, it can be a bit naughty.
So what about Donny's reputation then? What do you know about him?
Well, I think it's overrated myself. I think he's, you know, if I was in a nick and I had some trouble with the screws, he'd be right at me back, you know, 100% behind me,
Yeah,
and
it's not good enough.
and vice versa, you know. But you know, he's knocked a few screws out in the nick, but anybody can knock them out because they're all puddings, you know, without a doubt. And
Let's hope they don't get this screw.
he's clumped a few geezers, but I don't know of anybody, of any, you know, who I can say, well, he's done a good one there. I mean, he whacked, who was the boxer he whacked? Ron Barton. He whacked
Ronnie
Ron Barton, but he wasn't even looking. I mean, I can knock Joe Louis out if he wasn't looking. So he jumped and whacked him and put him down. Well, that's the only man I know of. You know, he's who I can really say is a good man. I don't think he's beat anybody special. You know.
He's supposed to
I
have
shall
a-
find out tonight, won't I?
Yeah, you're fine. Yeah. The thing is, he's like the Gypsies champion, more or less.
Yeah.
He's got a big reputation of following with them.
I
because
give him his due. He's not
yeah.
frightened of nobody. I'll give him his due there. You know, he'll fight anybody and anybody. You know, don't matter if they've got a. I know he went on to a tasty little firm once, and he said, "I don't give a monkeys." He said, in he went. He said, "You can have it which way you want," and they was tasty people he was talking to. So you know, he's not frightened of nobody. Give him his due there. But if he can back it up, that's another thing I've got to find out tonight.
Yeah, what incentive has he got? That's the other thing.
How much art has he got? That's another thing we've got to find out. I mean, anybody can beat anybody. It's if you're hitting them back, it's how much you know, how much guts or how much bottle they got, how much art they got. We'll find out tonight.
What, just imagine if you lost. I mean, would it bother you?
Well, not so much. You wouldn't think so. I wouldn't know what to do with myself if I lost. I can't even think about losing. Can't even think about it. I wouldn't know where to put me head if I lost to him. I wouldn't. I can't, you know, it'd bring it. If I was sort of going through a bad spell in there, it would go through my mind that if I lose, I'd bring up so much adrenaline in my body, I'd pull myself off the floor. You know, I'd do him. I know I just can't get beat by him.
He's going to tame the ball.
Yeah.
That's what he's
Yeah.
He's
I
gonna
just
do
can't
that.
get beat by him. I've got, you know, so much pride on it.
Well, how come this bull thing happens? Why do they call him the bull?
I think it's bull for bully. Or bull for bullshit. Well, he gives a lot of bull.
But it'll be a good fight then, you say, mate.
It's something.
He's the governor as far as the East End's concerned, without a doubt. We know it, and it's as simple as that.
Can't
Donny's an hard man, but he won't beat. He's as strong as a lion. I was training with him, and
So really, you'd say apart from manners, it's the East End that Donny's the king of, right?
well,
Well, not Donny, you. I mean Roy.
Roy
Roy's
is
the king
yeah.
of.
Well, to me, he's the hardest man in the country, in this sort of fight, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
He's a myth in his own right.
The man is a legend. I went to a pub the other day.
Mark. 523.
Anyway, I went in the what's it called, the boozer the other day, and an old fighter's got the pub there. Anyway, his young boy said to me when I was putting up the posters and that, he said to me, "Come round." He's only 11. He said to me, "Cool." He said, "Is that Roy shoot?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Who do you think's going to win?" I said, "Well, you know, Roy." He said, "Well, you know him and all this, and this is a young boy, you know." He said, "Oh, can you get his autograph from me on the photo and everything like this?" You know, but what I'm saying, the man's a legend in his own, you know, amongst our sort of people. And he's such a, you know, and he never takes a liberty. This is another thing why he's well respected.
Exactly.
I mean, and Roy never tasted
Well,
it
I've only
anyway.
heard good of them myself, you know.
You know what I mean? And the
From
man
people
like
on
his
the island
size,
and
and
everything.
he's got arms like Popeye, and
If you went into a guy like Joe Bugner, I mean on a fight, not boxing, but in a straightener, would that worry you at all?
No, not at all. Not on the cobbles. I fancy my chances. But to be quite honest with you, in the ring, you know, on the Queensberry rules, he's a big old boy, isn't he? He's a bit of a lump. I'd give him a fight, but he's a bit, you know, he's. Although people say he can't fight, it's easy for them to sit on the ring side and say he can't. But he's got too much advantage in reach and everything for me to sort of say I'd box him. But on the out in the car park there, I'd have him. With no worries. Literally no worries at all.
Well, that would go for most British boxers.
Well, that done and all, yeah, because he's the same sort of thing me as Bagner. But then when you start, well, there's certain fighters that can have a fight on the cobbles. Brian London was a bit of an handful on the cobbles, you know. So, I mean, it's not easy. I mean, Adams, I can say I'll do him because I ain't too worried about it. But you can't sort of say, well, I'll do this man. I mean, this is classic case brought all this thing where I can beat him. It ain't my natural thing to say I can beat him. If I had a row with him, I'd fight him. I ain't frightened of nobody, put it that way. But I can't say that I'd beat him, you know, until the actual thing.
Have you
But I would
ever
fight.
in your life lost a row with anyone?
No, never.
I would have got.
No.
Have you ever seen a row?
with Roy, yeah, many times.
Have you?
Not so much like we get, but he's very tactful. But then you get people in a nightclub one evening. I remember there was someone spilt his beer over on Roy, more or less said, well, you know, behave yourself, and then someone, you know, effing and blind, and then it was off. And before I knew what happened, there was like he'd done 2 people, and then there was fire, and he was steaming, and it was murders in there. But who come out? Roy, before we even knew what was happening. He's got the reflexes. It's unbelievable, you know. But these was nasty people. They was drunk bullies, you know, and that was it. But yeah, I wouldn't like to. I don't know where to go with him, mate.
How long did one of these? A row doesn't last that long normally, does it?
Not when they're
No.
fighting Roy and that.
This is it.
Yeah.
Also, most blokes aren't that fit, right? For a
Well,
row and
this
on the
goes a
cars.
long way. But then again, as I
That's
say, when you got 5-handed, and I've seen the man steam into 5 of them, you know, and they've all got glasses in their hands. But once they've, I mean, when was it? A few weeks ago? Did the coloured fellas? We couldn't let them in the club, or couldn't let them in the club. He said, like, it's 11, it finishes at 11, they wanted to come in. So they was umming and ahhing, and then a row started. One threw a right-hander at him, and he put him away, and then another one come and ran across with a karate. And it was so comic because he ran with 2 feet, and he went bang on his shoulder, and he never moved. And he's bounced up there. He's like, what are you doing, silly boy? And he gave him a slap, and they sort of more said, all right, Joe, you all right, mate, all right. I knew, you know, but the man never moved, and they run at him with 2 feet. One fella kicked him right, you know, that bit. I never moved. Never seen nothing like it. The only man who reminds me of is Marciano. He's the same stamp, looks like
natural
him.
fighter.
He's a natural man, and he can hit both hands.
In terms of pacing this thing, think you'll have to pace it tonight?
Yeah, you got to pace it. Have to pace it. Blimey.
Well, you know, the other
The
man
thing is, I mean,
take a punch, can't he?
If he's an old boy, I mean, if I went out and spunk myself away in a round and 2 rounds, then he, you know, then he's got he can do his own thing, you know. So it's got to be as I can. If I feel him going, I can step the pace up, you know. So it's, I mean, as I say, I've been a fighter myself, so I know how to pace a fight and how to make him move and how to tire him out, you know. So I should try, you know, to drain his strength out first before I start really opening up, you know. But I can't see it going more than 5 or 6 rounds.
No.
Because he's, I mean, he says he's 45. I think he's between 45 and 48, and you've only got so much energy in your canister. Don't matter how fit you are, how hard he trains, you've got so much energy in there, and once that drains out, he's going to be the same as anybody else. There you go. And I've trained hard. I've trained twice a day for ages now. So you know, I'm fit. I know I'm stronger than him. I'm 9 years younger than him. 9 pounds heavier than him. So everything's in my favour, really. You know, without bumming me load too much.
How far will you go? What do you want for a submission?